Good morning, good afternoon, good evening across the country, around the world. Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program 1.2 and our career mode playthrough. We are going to head up to Minmus and rescue these couple of guys, Katfia and Rubikis. We're going to head out to Minmus and collect those two guys. Ooh, that's a really low orbit. That'll be interesting. Anywho, we're going to head out and save those guys and land on Minmus, because I also have a mission to land on Minmus and plant a flag on Minmus. I believe. I'm pretty sure. I have something from Minmus. Active. Planted flag on Minmus. Space, science data from space around Minmus. And then 2 rescues around Minmus. So, this will take care of all that nicely. So we got satellites from Minmus, orbit of the moon, satellite, orbit of Kerbal. I'm not going to deal with those yet. So this right now is going to be all about Minmus. And I know... Oh, okay. That's going to be easy. We're going to do that right now. I know last episode I was building up a Minmus... what's it called? A Minmus lander 2, the bigger one. No, that's not right. That's not the right one. Minmus Heavy, that's what it was. That's right. Load. So we're going to do this one with the fairing and staging and whatnot and have this fun little nacelle looking thing. But I've decided not to. Instead, we're actually going to go with the Moon Apollo style one again. Except I'm going to fix it. I'm going to do it correctly and correct all the things that I did wrong. Oh, it saved it. Okay, so one thing I'm changing is I'm putting a separator here in the middle. That way this will detach from the lander cam. So it'll take a little bit for it to separate and move apart, but it still will separate and go bye-bye. Yes, so that is good. We have that going for us. Additionally, I've discovered, I heard about it, but I haven't tried it yet because there's not really much documentation that I can find about it yet, is this thing called Autostrut. So when you right-click, it's an advanced tweakable. You can, oh, I did save this, wow. I played through and tested this vessel, yes, Sean Connery. I tested this vessel once with Autostrut, and you can Autostrut, and it sets it, well, there's various options for Autostrut. So let's, default is disabled, okay? But once you hit it, you can Autostrut different things. Heaviest part, it'll Autostrut down to these guys down here. Root part, well, it is the root part, so that's not very helpful. Grandparent part, I'm not really sure what that means, or disabled. So we're going to have this go to the heaviest part, so it Autostruts to those guys. And then, we're also going to have, let's see, this guy Autostrut to the root part. Yes, that's fine, he'll Autostrut to that, which will provide rigidity at this weakest point. And then I think we have these guys Autostrutted to the, oh no, heaviest part. Let's have Autostrut that to the root part. And I think these guys are Autostrutted to the heaviest part. So they're actually Autostrutted to heaviest part, root part, grandparent part. Oh, that's interesting. We'll try grandparent part. Anywho, it's a way to do struts without actually having the struts. And you can actually, I think I can actually, if I can select it, I can get rid of these guys. And it's not going to matter because it's got Autostrut. It's effectively eliminating the need for Kerbal joint reinforcement, at least I think. When I launched this guy up with Autostrut enabled, it was rock solid. There was no wobbling up in here at the joints. It was amazing. So, we're going to go with that. Sometimes struts look cool and they can help, but I don't think it's necessary. Oh, the other part that I wanted to add. This guy is going to be returning from Minmus, right? So the size of this is bloody overkill. So we can do more science and stuff. But I want to add some RCS. So we're going to add 2, 3, 4. We're going to add 4. Oh, come on, let's get, there we go. Angle snap. Let's get 4 like up here, like so, up on top. That should give us some control. And then we'll get 4 more, I guess, down here. It's going to be funny. The center of mass isn't greatly represented, but it'll give us something. So we got some RCS, We got some monopropellant in there. Actually, a fair amount in there. But we're going to go ahead and add some monopropellant tanks. Monopropellant 60, 150. Yeah, we'll just get a couple of these guys. Let's just go with 2. And just slap them on. Oh, no, I don't. I just want 2. There we go. Just slap them on in there. That way we get this guy back up into space. It will... Oh. No, that's okay. Once we get this guy going back up into... Actually, no, I take it back. I don't want it there. Otherwise, it might block my Kerbal dude that's going back. That's going out to do science. But we'll put it... I don't want 4. I know there's a hotkey for this, but I don't know what it is. There we go. Okay, we'll just put it down here underneath / with the batteries. Oh, kind of like that, at that angle like that. That's kind of neat looking. Anywho, that way when this launches back up, we'll have we will have a pilot on board? Do I want a pilot? Engineer pilot. I have another pilot. I'm trying to think. Oh, we're actually, you know what? No, we're going to save those other two guys. I don't know what they are. I don't know who's going to be a pilot or what. We'll have plenty of science. I'm sure one of them is a scientist. They'll be able to reset. I'm going to assume they're scientists. I don't know. I wonder if I can find that out. But either way, we'll put Jeb in the lander can with the other scientists, so this thing will have control. But because this guy doesn't have control right now, I want to make sure to give it control. Meaning it needs to have a probe core on it. Let's see, the hex. Lets you stability assist, prograde, retrograde, and whoop, I'm sorry, not what I wanted. You just stability assist. Okay, so we want the hex. We want the better one. We're going to hide that underneath the docking port. There we go. So it makes the docking port stick out a little bit, but it's not the end of the world, and everything's still going to be aerodynamically sound, so that'll work just fine. Anywho, that way we can tell this guy the trouble was coming into dock after, you know, our moon mission where we landed. Now with that probe core in there, we can tell this piece, even if there's absolutely nobody on board, or if there's just an engineer or just a scientist who obviously has no control, we can yeah, I know, I'll fix that. Stop whining. There we go. With the probe core on here, I can tell it to set prograde. That'll at least make sure this guy stays oriented one way. It won't be spinning around. And I can switch back to the other one and line up retrograde-ish, and should be able to line up docking fairly easily. Once you get more, I mean, prograde, retrograde changes because of your orbits. There will be slight variances. When you get a better probe core, you can actually put it to, I think, normal, anti-normal, up and down, and those will stay pretty much fixed the whole time. Anywho, that's there, that's good. Actually, I think because I'm a little bit of the looks is kind of let's go ahead and just drop you down. There we go. So it's kind of embedded inside. And then the docking port, oh, come on. Well, there we go. That looks better. That looks closer to flush. Yes, the probe core is kind of embedded in there. It's a little bit cheaty, but it's basically just putting a flight computer on board this command module. That'll let the engineer, whoever's left on board, to be able to do more things. All right. So I think we're ready to go for Minmus. And this had plenty of Delta V to get to the moon, so it'll have plenty to also get to Minmus. Yeah. Let's double check all this. Oh, and this is empty, right? It just has Jeb. Yes, just Jeb. Although, let's see. Valentina went first, then Jeb, then Valentina, Jeb. Jeb went to the... Yeah, we'll take Jeb again. That's fine. Let's save this, though, so it overwrites what was there. So let's see. I added RCS, that here. Yeah, and that lands. That'll be just fine. I don't think I need to add a probe core to this. I'm not really concerned about that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. This will be just fine. So, double-checking staging. The engine's on the bottom light. Release launch clamps. Asparagus staging. That guy. Release the clamshell before that, and then we'll break there. Yes. Separate. Flip it around. Dock. Nose on. Finish burning with this guy. And then these guys will activate actually sooner. Alright, yes, I think we're good. Let's take it to the launch pad. Let's get out to the moon. Or, I'm sorry, nope, not the moon, but to Minmus and rescue those two poor lost Kerbals. I have to admit, I have one mod running, Planet Shine. That way we can actually see things. Yeah. Alright, 2/3 throttle. Control on. Launch. And release. Loud. Loud, loud, loud. We can actually back off that just a little bit more. There we go. So, we'll, at this point in time, I'm only using Planet Shine. I think after this mission to Minmus, you know, this quote Apollo-style mission that I'm calling it, after this mission to Minmus, we're going to go in for some more mods. MechJub isn't working yet. I don't know what's going on. I think I heard on Reddit that there's a little drama with the mod developer of that. Let's start kicking over, though. Get that gravity turn going. Oh, yeah, see, nice and stable, though. At this point, this was like, you could see it wobbling inside the fairing. Nothing. No we will wobble at all. All thanks to auto-strutting. Anywho, MechJub's not ready. I heard there was some drama with the dev. We'll see what happens with that. But I think I'm going to start getting some other pieces that add some more functionality to the game. Like, I love D-Magic's orbital science, like the magnetometer and the solar particle collectors and things like that. I think those add a cool layer to the game, as well as using those with the, I believe, USI, Universal Storage, where instead of, you know, being pieces that are stuck on the side, it's little modules that well, if you play some of my Lost series, you'll see them. They're cool looking. Makes things look a little more streamlined, a little more ship shape. Oh, that's what I forgot to put an antenna on this guy. Okay, so I have to remind myself. Add antenna to here. I mean, there's one on the lander can, so that's cool, but on the big guy, there's not. Yeah, so we'll be getting some more mods, or some mods, fairly soon, you know, in the future. And then, let's see, D-Magic. Oh, I'm going to get some atmospheric mods. We get, you know, city lights and clouds and things like that to just help improve the game. I think after, like I said, these couple of episodes, couple of missions to get to Minmus, I'll start looking at those, and, yeah. Let's see, we're going to go for APWAPS of 100. I'm going to do this better / correct this time. Closer now, we'll be okay. We're going to wait and get it up to 100 kilometers, and then cancel the burn, 100, and we're going to set up a maneuver node. Add maneuver, prograde, boop. And then when they start reversing, 201, 93, wow. Let's pull that in to circularize a bit more. 79, 130, either way, we're in orbit at that point. So, and that's taking a lot of delta V. Although it thinks it's a 55-second burn, it's really not, because these guys are going to be done soon. So we'll go a little early. We'll probably go at about, call it 45 seconds before, just to get things going, because like I said, I know the timing is going to change once we ditch this stage. But yeah, after this these set of Minmus episodes, I'm going to gather some more some mods. I also do want to build a space station, and I saw a mod that adds, what did it say, ISS-like pieces. So we'll try with that. All right. Burn. Whoa, that's got some kick to it. We'll ditch this fairing after we get into a stable orbit. Goodbye. Aha, yeah, see? So now we're going to be burning for quite a while. We should be okay getting into orbit. We're going to do an orbit. Whether it's a great one or a circularized one, I do not know. Actually, you know what? We're going at a high enough speed. This is going to blow away and blow behind. Let's go ahead and get rid of it. Goodbye. Leave it behind. It'll drop a little bit of weight. Not much, but some. All right. So yeah, this isn't too bad. I'm glad I started this burn early. mean, we're past the node, but we're keeping our apoapsis ahead of us just a little bit, which is good. We don't really want to start falling back down. It's not the end of the world if we do, but we don't really want to be falling back down. So yes, mods will be coming soon. I'm gonna get a few that I know I like, that I've used before, and then I'll get a few others that look interesting. Before, I didn't run with CCAN. I would do it, like I think it's mentioned before, I would do it manually, where I would download it and drop it in the folder, and then pray it works when I load the game. But I'm using CCAN now because I've gotten that to cooperate, so yeah. Okay, out of the thick atmosphere, the camera changes, and let's kill that because it's just going to be overcooking it and doing weird things. Alright, what's our orbit look like? 89, 130, not necessarily greatly circular, but that's okay. We're not going to be here for that long anyway. Alright, so now we're at this stage. We're going to flip around and dock the command module the correct way, and then control from the lander cam. Quick save, good. Alright, so click, and I think I did decouple, and that will break it off. Yes. And we can see it separates from all three things. We can see it separating there, and separating from the engine here. RCS, thrust, thrust, thrust away. We're going to flip ourselves around approximately retrograde. Oh, this is where, okay, so note to self, add, what's it called for this guy? Add a probe core to this guy, that way I can tell it to hold prograde or retrograde. That'll help. That'll help. Alright, so now we're just kind of drifting away. Don't want to do that too much. Set as target. Target, good. And we're going to give this a little bit of time acceleration so that fairing dude flies away. Let's not thrust away from things too much, though. Quick save. Time warp. Whoa. We're going not the direction I want to go. Oh, let's thrust back up just a little bit, just so we're not going anywhere. Again, little time warp just to get that fairing doodad out of the way. I could like bump up against it, but who really wants to do that? Alright, so let us, oh no, well, let's get our nose pointed at the, at the thing. Yeah, okay. No, that's not quite right. Okay, I lied. Okay, let's get rotated in something that makes sense. Sky is that way. I can swing around. Yes, swing around that way. Good. This will be a little trying, but not the end of the world. Oh, and of course we're in the dark now. Of course we are. Our electric charge is running down. We're going to go ahead and extend our solar panels. Extend, 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 and extend. Oop. Okay, nope. View, camera free, nope. Orbital, chase. There we go. So now whatever we do with this guy, it, oh no. Locked. There it is. That's the one I want. Locked. That way I can fix it one way, and the camera moves with the ship, which I'm not terribly used to, but it's kind of neat. Alright, so now we're going to start translating across and line ourselves up. You could use the docking mode where you can switch back and forth between rotational and then translational, but you have the Q2B ASD for rotational, and then IJK, IJKL, and H and N for the translational stuff, which I like just a little bit better. slowly moving away. Not ideal. Nope, 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 that one. And now that we have the yellow marker and the pink marker, you want to line up the yellow marker inside the pink marker, just with little thrusts. And eventually, you'll bump into it. At this slowest speed, though, tiny, tiny changes make a big deal. All right, and now we just hopefully let ourselves just drift down right onto the spot, and then keep correcting as things get a little funny. And we should be docking. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to add. Lights. Add headlights so that you could see this. Because just this, we did this when I was practicing it a few minutes ago before I started recording. I was on the dark side of the planet too. So, yeah, add lights so I can see where I'm going. It would be helpful. Alright, we're going to thrust forward just a little more just to get things moving. Plus, at the lower speed, these little tiny translations have much bigger impacts. Whereas at higher speed, you can be a little messier with the translations. Just need to get close enough so that the magnetic stuff grabs. Actually, and here's a time for, oh gosh, intensity. There we go. No? Ah, that's what I want. Vacuum ambient lighting. Haha! Now we can see things. Beautiful. Oh no, it didn't work. I was busy playing with Planet Shine and not adjusting things. But now it's easier to see. But still, I want to add headlights because that just adds a little bit of realism to it. Alright, now we're close enough. It should start drawing us in. There we go. Feel the magnetic pull. Feel the pull. Just rotate up there to it. Oh, let's turn RCS off. Sometimes that helps. And the magnets will pull itself into place. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. No? There we go. Now we're all locked in place, which is great. Everything's nice and stable. All right, so now control from here, and it flips. Oh, we're still in locked mode, aren't we? There we go. Auto. Whoa. Which is interesting. It's that fairing still just floating away. Bye. All right, so now we are ready to proceed to Minmus. Actually, no, stop that. Stop that. Stop that. First off, we have to set it as our target, match the inclination, and then we can burn toward it. So, Minmus, set as target. And we can see our nodes, 6 degrees, add maneuver. Nope, it makes it worse. That away. 3.3, 1.8, 0.8, whoop, 0. Beautiful. And that's 200. Ooh, that's a lot of delta V, but that's okay. I went up looking for MechJeb. Doesn't work like that anymore. All right, and now we just get to that node. "12-second burn. Easy peasy. Oh. That makes life easier. How's our monopropellant doing? We're not doing too bad with monopropellant. Okay, that's good. We have a fair amount with this big old tank. Yeah, and then these little tanks. We're doing just fine. Alright, so good. We're lined up for that. Let's quick save real quick. Time warp down a ways. Eek. Oh, well, we're going to do it at 6 seconds. Split the difference. Oh, come on. I mean, the node's not perfect, but it's effectively anti-normal. Oh, whoops. Ah, I was talking again. I got distracted. 2, 3, 2, 1. Kill it. We'll see what that does. How is that? 0.3. There we go, 0.0. Not a node, or not a number. Good. So that's set. And now, of course, simple task of generating an encounter. So there's Minmus there, to the right. Yes. Yes. So right about where we are, almost. No, it's already risen, so we're a little bit behind it. We're going to go back here. Add maneuver. And burn. Oop. Oh, jeez. Touchy. Ah. There we go. There's our encounter. Again, though, it's on the return, which is interesting. But not the end of the world. I mean, we could always try to spin this around a bit. Well, that gets us an encounter, right? Focus view. Yeah, that gets us a fairly equatorial encounter, which is good. We can come in to whatever higher orbit we need to get to Rubik's. Oh, is he going the opposite direction? He is. They are both going in different directions. Okay, well that's doable. We'll just once we get our encounter ready, we'll just flip this around so we come in this direction. Then we'll land. We'll take off, and probably after we take off and meet back up again, then we'll get to Katvias. So, different orbits, which adds an extra layer of complications, but it's not the end of the world. Not by any means at all. Quick save. Elite. Yeah, we just did a quick save, right? Yeah, we're going to quick save again, just because. And 47-second burn. Do we have... Okay, we only have some fuel left in this, so it's not going to do everything, but it'll do some. It'll do some of the burn, the fuel, the stuff. And that should be relatively pro-grade. Mostly pro-grade. Or at least by the time we get there, it'll be mostly pro-grade. Yeah, because it's a little bit of... It's slightly less than one orbit around. Good. Alright, come on. But we'll have to go a little early because, again, we're going to finish with this and then switch over to the Poodle, which is not terribly efficient. So we're going to go probably like 2 minutes before the node just to get things set up correctly. Wow, touchy. Okay, that's fine. Quick save. Map. We're just going to warp to about here just to give ourselves a little time ahead of it. I have to clean up that debris in a little bit. Oh well. Not the end of the world. Ooh. Alright, so we're only a minute ahead of the node, so I'm a little behind, but it's not the end of the world. We're gonna get it as soon as we get it lined up with prograde, which is effectively the marker. We'll burn at full thrust. And because I know that's going to run out soon, we're going to stage. Is this the next one? Yes, excellent. I'm going to have this guy open and ready off to the side. Good, because again, we're going to run out of fuel on this. It's going to get us, what, 2/3 of the way there? Probably. Hopefully. How about halfway there? That's not bad. Alright, let's kill all the thrust. Oh, right, okay. Stage, there you go, get rid of that. And now, control from here. Oh, we have a mission for science around Kerbin, right? Oh no, dock 2 vessels in Kerbin. Oh. On or around Kerbin. Interesting. I thought we did that. Anywho, good. Okay, so that can go away. We are now controlling from there. Go away. And, there we go. So again, we're a little behind the node, but it should be okay. We'll still generate an encounter. In fact, at this point, we can actually go ahead and probably get rid of this guy and just watch it as we go. Oh, this is going to be a bit longer than I thought. Alright, so we're going to generate this encounter, and then I'm going to put a cut in here and call it for this episode. Next episode, we will make the corrections we need to come into the correct orbit to rescue the guy that's higher up. And then we will land, do some science at hopefully a new biome, and then take off, pick up the other guy. Oh, that's going to suck. That's going to be really awkward. We'll have to be able to redo our orbit, which isn't totally cost ridiculous for Minmus, but it's something we're going to have to do to figure out our orbit. Interesting. Well, the lander has lots of delta V, so we might just do it in that. Whoop, moon encounter, not what I want. There you go. All right, now things are starting to pick up pace. Pick up the pace. Start reducing our speed and encounter. So it's it's on our return. Well, that's okay. Let's go ahead and face retrograde though. See if we can get it a bit sooner. Nope, that was it. Aha! There we go. Teeny burn with the RCS is all it took to get an encounter. That's with one tap of H and N. H and N. That's what it takes to generate an encounter. So let's see what those look like. Alright, so that's, again, still a nice equatorial orbit. We're going to break free of Kerbin a little bit more, and then we will swap it over and make sure we have an orbit that lines up with this guy. He's at a decently high orbit. We'll see what's happening as we get closer. But that's it for this episode. It's gone 32, 33 minutes already. That's as long as I want to make them. Some get longer and it's not fun. Quick save. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you'd like, hit subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, pass the word. I will catch you later.